Hello there, it's time for a mail video. This has been a little while. Some of these packages, or at least one of them, is over a year old. Yeah, I've been meaning to do this for a while now. I'm extremely appreciative of everyone who sent something in. I just haven't had the opportunity to do something like this, and my plans for doing individual videos didn't really pan out that well. There was one video that I attempted to do that I will be using video from, but otherwise we're going to be going back to the large mail video concept just because it works out a lot better. But that's enough introduction. Let's get into opening mail. The first package I was sent came from Nathan in Birmingham, UK. Oh man, would you look at that? Okay, it's loose, but this is a TI 58C programmable calculator, and I am quite excited to see this. So this is from the UK. Okay, UK power connector. All right, going to the original TI power supply, which is fixed at 240 volts, so that's fine. I have other TI calculators that I believe have that power connector. Now the 58C is a very interesting calculator. It is, so at first blush you might think that it is a 59C with these programming cards. Now I had to double check this myself a couple of times because this is slightly confusing. The 59C would be able to write to magnetic storage cards. Here we go. And then you would have data that would, or programs that would be removable on the calculator. Now the 58 was basically the same calculator but lacked that feature. The 59 or 58C, on the other hand, added the ability to store programs in the calculator in a flash memory type thing. It's probably not flash, that would persist between power cycles. So this does not have the magnetic card slot. It does have the key card slots, and actually these are books with cards. These, again, are not magnetic, but they go in here and give you an idea on how to use this program. Now, I believe this will sometimes line up with these keys up here and basically function like function keys for computer software, especially programs like, say, Midnight Commander, or just any of the DOS commanders, actually, that would have function keys. But these relate to the software modules that go in the back right here. And this is going to be a little tiny ROM chip inside that you connect and then add more programs to this that you can then know how to run using these cards. So this is a really fascinating calculator system. Thank you so much for sending this. The second package came from Anna and Kurt, and their package didn't have an address, but it actually came from very close to me in Phoenix, Arizona. Sometimes I will apologize for having opened packages in advance. Not this time. This is a calculator from Anna and Kurt. Hi Shelby, here is the calculator. We live in North Phoenix, and if it weren't for COVID, we would have passed it on to you in person. Unfortunately, yes, that is, it was really bad here at the time that this was being sent over. Thanks for all the wonderful shows, Anna and her husband, Kurt. P.S. Sorry, no batteries. Took them off a few years ago so it wouldn't corrode it. It did work, and it absolutely did work, and because this note was included, I went ahead and purchased and installed some batteries already, so we can go ahead and see the calculator they sent, which is an HP 11C, and it has batteries, so it's working. This is a a really awesome calculator to send. Thank you so much. Now, if you remember a while ago, let me grab it off to the side here because I always keep one at my desk. Where'd it go? I'd moved it to where the box was. If you remember a while ago, I did a video on the HP 12C. This is the most popular calculator from the HP Voyager line of calculators. And it's still in production today. This is actually finally a more modern version that has the reprogrammable ARM chip that I talked about in that video, which I'll go ahead and link in the description if you want to see a lot more about this calculator. I didn't end up ever finding a reason to program it, though. It was way more difficult to do than I anticipated, so it wasn't as exciting as I had hoped, but the modern versions of this calculator are really good still, so there's no downsides to getting this one. But this is the HP 11C, which, unlike the 12C, is a standard scientific calculator instead of a financial one, and that is excellent. Wow. Okay, so let's continue on. Interesting choice of packing material. Is probably affordable and worked. It wasn't going very far, obviously. But wow, here we go. HP manuals for this time period are fantastic. I'm really curious about this solutions book. Is this like a bunch of example problems and how to solve them? That is super cool. There's got to be an index somewhere here. So maybe it's up front. Ohm's law. Okay, let's go with that. So 89. Okay, so we got V over IR there. All right. Wow, this is really cool. So it's going to tell you how to do different conversions here as an example on programming. That is so cool. Wow. All right, from here, I'm not going to guarantee these will be in chronological order, but the next one has been sitting for over a year, and my apologies. It comes from Velocity Limitless in Opelika, Alabama. Unfortunately, it's taken me so long to get to some of this mail that I don't remember what it is, but I do remember that this one is something they were working on that they wanted to send me one of when they were done. So, let's see. Oh, that's right! This is an ATX adapter board for some Macs, based off of the one that I made for the PC Junior. That is really cool. Unfortunately, I don't currently have any of these systems. However, I think I will likely be getting my hands on some of those sometime soon. But in the meantime, if you have a Mac that needs a power supply substitute, you may want to take a look at these. So yeah, it's pronounced MacTix according to the note I was given, and yeah, that's pretty cool. The next package comes from Craig in Mount Pearl, Newfoundland from Canada. All right, now before I open the package here really quick, I'm going to mention the knife I'm going to be using because I'd shown this in one video and got some questions about it. This knife is actually handmade by someone I know who makes their own knives as custom order, and if you really like the look of this or want something custom like this, they will be happy to make you one. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to contact them in the description, but I actually quite like this knife and was able to get it customized to exactly what I thought might be best for opening packages. So definitely a huge thank you for this because this is awesome. And let's go ahead and get started opening the first package with it. I'm particularly excited about the hook part here because I can just get into the tape and oh yeah, see, that's nice. Makes it really easy to not risk stabbing into the package. And super convenient. This is, okay, that's right. So this is a controller card for something really cool that at some point Adrian from Adrian's Digital Basement is going to be able to send me. This is the controller card for a proprietary Mitsumi Interface CD-ROM drive, and that thing is really cool. Dated 93 by the looks of the main chip on there, and that is really cool. I don't know what's with the jumpers. Can you have like a whack ton of these in one system? That's an interesting idea. But oh man, thank you, Craig, for sending this. Also included some candy. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a lot. This has been packaged up for a very long time. Additionally, I don't really eat candy. I haven't had refined sugar since like 2014. But I will go ahead and pass these on to someone who will appreciate them. Ooh, that's, yeah, unfortunately the time this spent packaged up may not have been kind to these, so, I will take a look at these, but, thank you for the controller card, and I appreciate the enthusiasm here, but, yeah, awesome. All right, this next package comes from Foon in Multipass, California. Oh, that's right. Boxed copies of SUSE Linux. Oh, those are so cool. I don't advertise this a whole lot on my channel, but I am a daily Linux user, and I really enjoy seeing vintage Linux, because it's cool to see where it came from and how it was at the time. 1999? Is that really it? Wow. That's cool. So this is properly vintage and explains why it needs floppy disks for booting. That is really cool. This is hilarious. This is the second time now I found a boxed Linux that advertises emulators on it. This one's going a little bit older or farther back, hoping nobody notices, but you gotta admit, that's pretty hilarious that the boxed software that you would purchase in a store advertises being able to emulate probably 2600, I'm guessing that's VIC-20 and ZX81, because that's pretty hilarious. Oh, there was something else in the box. I don't know what this is. It's a floppy disk. Foon sending a floppy disk? What? This contains surprise. Well, we're gonna have to go see what that is. Alright, now I haven't yet put this in, so I don't technically know what's on it, but knowing Foon, I have a pretty good guess. So let's see what we have going on here. There's a chance I need to boot from this or install some software on here. Oh, I might be able to just play it. Very well done. All 7 iframes of that looked phenomenal. This is going right in my personal collection over here. Alright, the next package comes from Brian in Edison, New Jersey. Alrighty, let's get this one open. That's a pretty secure way to package something. Oh, that's right. Oh, man. Oh, these are so cool. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, a while back, I did a video on this thing. Actually, I guess last year for Tandy. This is my Tandy portable word processor. It's a typing device that you can take with you, designed for journalists or different people who write on the go. And I explored using this as a modern writing tool, just as, you know, because it's still really good at its job. But it had one flaw. It's not really possible to conveniently save data on this thing because it has limited internal storage that is all battery backed. Now, Brian actually contacted me about this, and he designed 2 cards for this thing. Not sure how much force it requires. So if I do F1 and aha! Okay, that's weird. All right, let's take a look at this. DG Nova 4. Oh, what's that gonna be? Can I not open these from here? Do I have to copy these to the internal storage first? I am not sure. And here we have notes. Oh, man. Yeah, normal, expected operation that required a lot of maintenance. So he's telling me a story about how his uncle had a Nova 4, like I have, in that it was just difficult to keep it running. Yeah, that's one thing I'm not really looking forward to, is getting into that. Yeah, it's still something I want to get to. It's just space is the issue. So here he's saying he had the opportunity to get that data general, but that he didn't have anywhere to put it, and that he should have just rented a storage unit and a truck and put it in there to squirrel it away. That's basically what I did. I'm waiting until I have enough space to actually take it apart and work on it. So I definitely understand why, but yeah, that is very unfortunate. Yeah, so this is cool. The ROM card, it may not be programmed. I don't know. There are no known ROM cards or ROM edges. So one thing he included, and this might be on me here, is that you can pop it into this little adapter here. You know what, I'm just gonna not do it while I'm on camera so that I don't bend the pins. But then you can put this into a programmer, and then you can write your, well, let me do this properly. Then you could write out a ROM image to the WP2 card, and that's just really awesome. Definitely, thank you, Brian. This is so cool to have the reproduction card. Oh man, that is, again, that's so awesome. Thank you for designing that and then sending me one. That is really fantastic. All right, the next package comes from Noel in Port Orchard, Washington. My brain is weird, and it just hit me remembering what this is right before I open it, despite having been quite some time ago. But this is really cool, and it will make sense if you know who Noel is. This is music production software, banned in a box for Macintoshes. Now, if I remember, this is actually made for 68K Macs. Oh, it's available for Mac, IBM compatible, or Atari. That's cool. Doesn't specifically say what kind of Mac, so just for Macintosh, it's almost, yeah, it's definitely the compact Mac series. But yeah, oh, that is cool. The award-winning Band in a Box is so easy to use. Just type in the chords for any song using standard chord symbols, choose the style you like, and Band in the Box does the rest. Oh, so this is kind of like the Groove Box I have, where it's meant to be more of a backup accompaniment. Yeah, that is cool. That's weird. Wow. I will have to check that out sometime. That is very, very interesting. Well, thank you for sending that. That is really something. It's not quite what I was thinking. It's actually kind of more interesting. I'm really curious to see what that does. I don't have easy access to one of my Macs right now. But yeah, at some point I'm going to have to check that out. Up next is a package from Isaac in Las Vegas, Nevada. That is very well packed. Oh! Okay, so first off, I must compliment this packing. This is how I wish every single big box program was packed ever. Just take a box, cut it up, layer the cardboard so that the grain is poking up and it's just guaranteed not to get crushed. And then you can use a super small package like this. It's crush damage, it's the worst. But oh, that is so well put in there. Okay, this is Corel Linux. First off, that is just one of, if not the most gorgeous boxes I have ever seen for a Linux distribution. The gold Linux, the really nice blue cubes. They're not CRTs, they're just cubes. The subtle menu in the background. This is really, really nice. It's a tasteful tux as well. It's not garish. This is really awesome. Corel, known for Corel Paint and some Office software, was actually very big into Linux in the 90s. You can find all sorts of advertisements. Apparently worked with Loki, so that's cool. They were a Linux game publisher at the time. Does that mean this has some games included on it? I don't know, but this might be one of the officially supported distributions for Loki. This is really cool. KDE, oh, that's awesome. That's what I use now. We're gonna have to open this. We gotta see what's in here. Second edition Corel Linux, apparently, as well. Okay. Also, a good idea to add padding in the box, in the inner box. Usually these will protect anything, though. Myth 2, I actually have that for Linux. Source code CD-ROM, that's cool. Hopefully there is a compiled CD-ROM as well. Okay, yes, okay, that's good. This is, as of right now, the most appealing vintage Linux distribution I've encountered. That might be the first one I actually try. That is really cool. Well, I have attempted to do it in the past, and it doesn't go well when you don't have the exact correct software. So what I'm saying is I might try and spec out a computer for exactly what this wants. I don't know if it has system requirements. 2000 is the year. If it has any system requirements anywhere. Pentium, 24 megs of RAM, 800 megs of hard drive. That's kind of a lot. CD-ROM. Supports most hardware designed for Pentium computers. Interesting. Oh, if good. If I just go to linux.corel.com, I can find out what hardware is compatible. I'm sure that'll work out. Thank you so much for sending this, Isaac. This is really cool. Oh, free 12-inch inflatable penguin. Now I remember you mentioned that that was missing. I didn't even think about that. That would have been hilarious to have, but I'm very okay without it. But on the other hand, if anyone has that, you know, just get in touch. Because, yeah, I'm not the biggest Tux fan. I don't really care, but that would be nice to recomplete this. But wow, oh, that is awesome. I don't know what it is. This just really clicks. This is very well designed. So, of course, that makes sense coming from a kind of production company who specializes in media and artwork. So, yeah. Again, thanks for sending this, Isaac. This next package comes from Martin in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Oh, that's right. That is... wow. That is a TI Datamath in the box. Wow. Okay, we have a note. I need to look at the note. First off, I just have to see, has the... oh, no. This is fine, because that's not vinyl. That's leather. Vinyl tends to stick to the styrofoam over the years, but that's actual leather. Oh, wow. Okay. Display is a bit blinky. Okay, so it may... Usually the power switch can be bad, so it might need to be taken apart and cleaned. Oh, man. This is going to get its own video. This thing is fantastic. Wow. Look at... That's a calculator, man. Look at that thing. That's phenomenal. So it's 4 screws. I'm going to leave that for now. I don't want to anger those batteries at the moment. Power supply. Oh, okay. It's switchable. Well, that makes my life really easy. So I can just switch it over to 115, and then I can use this. Apparently, Buenos Aires uses North American style plugs, despite being in South America. So that's convenient for me. Oh my gosh, manual. I mean, it's not going to be in English. I believe Portuguese. Oh, 4. Okay, hold on here. We have like every language as an option. Oh man, this is cool. That is so awesome. Wow, thank you for sending this. A registration card. Wow. This is going to be very difficult for me to show, but that is not a bubble LED display. That looks like one huge IC like spread across the front of the calculator there that has all of the digits integrated into one. Hopefully that's fine, because that is probably bespoke to this calculator. But wow, that's going to be really cool when it turns on. Hopefully it is just the power switch like I suspect. I've had quite a few TI calculators with dodgy power switches, so I'm hopeful there. All right, I've got a big one next from David in, I'm just going to go for this, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. All right, this one's very large and it's going to take some work to open here. Okay, David, I just finished reading your note. So David is still starting out on his retro computer collection, and he actually built this reverse sleeper PC, which I quite like. Those are really nice up there. It's a great modern interpretation of that kind of design. That's really cool. And he got everything here in a lot that he bought mostly because it contained 2 Model Ms, and that's a great way of getting stuff like this, first of all, because you just never know what you're going to run into. But he is not really an Atari collector, so he didn't have any real use for these things, and he'd offered them to me. Now, interestingly, this is one of the older packages I've had here, and at the time, the 800 series stuff was all that I had. So really, I was looking at mostly these and perhaps these and maybe this as things that I could actually use. Now, these are all awesome. Compute a book of Atari. Oh, that is so cool. This is probably for, yeah, that looks an awful lot like 800, 400. Yeah, I think I saw tape there. So that is a much older programming and just general user book. These are some children's programs on here. Those are probably pretty cool. It's that's a little unfortunate. This one does have the disc. It's funny that it comes on disc instead of cassette. I would want kids using a cassette instead of a disk drive, since those are much more fragile. Now, this was just what he got. He included everything. These are really awesome to get. I don't, well, actually, I do have a 1050. I don't remember if I have the manual or not. I don't remember it being quite so large. Oh my gosh, that's pretty. Why? This is a manual. Why does it look so good? Holy moly. Dude, Atari, chill. That's great. Okay, this is not just a manual. That's like artwork. How about this? Okay, this is not full color. It's still pretty good, though. I don't have an 800 XL. That is my next objective with the Atari. I have a 400, I have an 800. The 800 was very graciously sent to me as well. And I need to get a 800 XL. I'm not going to be picky. I'd even take like a 160 XL. So I just need to find one of those. I want the brown and beige Atari because I think those look great. And then we have the basic manual. That's really, this is odd. Is this German? Oh, it's in multiple languages. Oh, okay. This must be pretty short then. Yeah, wow, okay. Surprising. I wonder if this came from Europe. Then that's weird. I don't know. Printed in Taiwan, okay. Sunnyvale, that's home of Atari. Strange. And then we have a book, Atari for Kids. That looks kind of like the 410. Yeah, so this is really cool to get all of these. However, something changed from between when David sent all this and now. I actually got my hands on an Atari ST. Now, I told David at the time that I was trying to get an ST, that it was the #1 computer that I wanted, but that I didn't know when or if it would happen. So he had just sent me everything for the ST, just, you know, on the hope that I would one day get one, and I did. So, I'm really looking forward to checking out all of this stuff now because I can actually use it. So we have a bunch of documentation here. Now, this is, again, a lot. There's stuff that's, you know, I don't have a fax thing. I don't have this. A SCSI adapter, I definitely don't have. That would be incredible. I didn't even know that was a thing. I knew that the ACSI or whatever the port is on the back is similar to SCSI. Actually, this doesn't go with the ST stuff. But there are things that I can take advantage of. So I think it's mostly these. Yeah, maybe not. Was that? No, that's a manual for a game. Okay, so it's these over here that I believe are complete. So a programming guide for the ST. That's awesome. That's really cool. I didn't know it had basic, apparently. Huh. I don't know how you get to that. I'll have to figure that out. Good thing to have that. A different programming guide, compute programming guide. Okay, so that matches the one for the 800s. That's awesome. How are they doing it? Also basic, it looks like. That's super cool. Okay, the official Atari manual on ST Basic. Man, I am not going to have any basic questions on the ST after this, despite not even having known that it existed when I started here. That's awesome. And then the Atari Logo sourcebook. Now, Logo is a programming language. I do not know how you get that onto here. I'm guessing that you need a disk for that. You should make a backup copy of the program. So yeah, that is a separate thing. Now, one thing that was included that I didn't realize was, and now have a much better appreciation of, is the ST language disk. Now, in the video I did on my ST, part of what was really throwing me off is that I thought I needed a TOS disk to boot the computer, and I don't, because mine is a slightly newer revision that has it built into ROM. However, the language disk actually has some extensions for TOS, and if you boot this, you will have a couple more features. So that is really awesome to have an original one now. So that is super duper cool, and this is single-sided, so this will actually work with my ST. That's awesome. I have that's the original sleeve inspected by Atari. Oh man, this is so cool. So I don't know what all is going to work here. So for the ST, okay, 3.5 here, single-sided, excellent. Since that's single-sided, I'm gonna guess this is too. It doesn't say HD. So I mean, well, that doesn't really mean a whole lot. I don't know if there's a easy way of identifying a single-sided disc physically like the HD thing. So software catalog, flash, best telecommunications software. So that's a terminal, I'm guessing. Okay. Script. I actually don't know if this is for the, it is for the ST. Okay. That's awesome. Since these are blue, I'm going to guess they're single-sided. That's a really lame way of guessing that. Oh, double-sided. So those will not work on my ST. So I still need to get my hands on the 314. So some stuff won't work here. This one says right up front, double-sided disk drive required. Okay. And again, this is kind of what I was saying. All of the really interesting software on ST requires double-sided drives. Although some people are saying that there are more single-sided games than it seems like online, that most people just rip the double-sided ones. It might be like PC software where they ripped the double-sided ones because they were better, kind of like EGA discs being high density. Oh, wow. This is weird. This is a small box, but it's packaged like a big box. You get big manual, the little thing here, 2 discs. Whoa, that's weird. That's like yellowed, blue. I've not seen that. This is really cool. This is weird. It's like a mini big box. I have not seen that before. That's hilarious. Scrabble, I'm going to guess single-sided. Does not specify, so I guess I'm gonna go single-sided. Oh, that's weird. A disc holder thing. I don't want to push that in because that'll scratch up the disc. Wow. Okay, that's something. All right. We have some more over here off to the side. Okay, so this is something that I do not have. Superbike Challenge. All right, home pack. Oh, this looks like it's probably... Does this say it's for the ST? Commodore 64, Atari 48K. Okay, so this is actually for the 400, 800. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know if there is any 5 1/4 inch drive available for the ST. I don't think so. I think it was fully committed to 3.5, so that's cool. That is weird. That's tucked in there? Okay. Strange. Put that over the 400 stuff. Then an ST Folio package here. That has a lot of manual. This is the same thing printed twice at 2 different sizes. It is. Somebody really liked Gone Fishing. And based on the way that's stapled... Well, no, that was something else. Okay, so what do we have here? Disc 2, Disc 1. Doesn't mention double-sided. I don't remember. Oh, but that's cool to get the Folio package here. That's awesome. So, yeah, a lot of ST software. Well, maybe not a ton I can check out. So, these, I think, were all single-sided, or maybe it was just these. No, not that. So these 2 are single-sided, so these I can use. But as I progress more, oh, and the language disk. That one's awesome. So those I can definitely use. But yeah, everything is just relevant, so that's really awesome. Oh, and then one last thing, there was a PC copy of Publish It included that I'm guessing, well, it's obviously desktop publishing software, so it's probably, yeah, for printing out flyers and stuff. So that is cool as well. Thank you, David, for sending all of this. This is awesome. I'm a big fan of all the Atari computers, so I can definitely make use of these. Next up, we have 2 packages from LGR in Hendersonville, North Carolina. Now, these I am opening in a particular order, and after that last package, and you'll see why in a moment. This is an Atari ST Advantage Pack. This is a multi-package of Atari ST software. So there are actually some really cool things in here. So Neochrome and First Work are actually both programs that came with the ST that I got, but they were copies. So I'm guessing that the owner at some point had something like this because they had these 2 programs. I don't think I had copies of the programs though, so that is really cool. So there's that. Then we have ST Tour, which I'm guessing is it listed here? Yeah, as a, oh, that's fancy looking with the diamond. So yeah, talking about different things using the ST. Grand Prix. I'm really looking forward to a racing game on here. Oh man. The Gremlin interactive stuff is half of the reason that I wanted an ST, so I am assuming that that's going to be pretty good. Robotron. Oh, come on. Yeah. Robotron 2084, can see it right there. That should be incredible. And Phaser, which I don't know what is. Is that listed here? Phaser, a friendly home accounting program. Okay, so that is quite different from the spaceship shooter I was envisioning in my mind. But there are definitely some great programs here that are going to be good for just making the ST a usable machine. So I am definitely looking forward to checking these out. And what's also cool is there 5 discs and 4 holders. That's weird. So let's go with, nah, I'm just gonna leave it over here. It also comes with a 3-ring binder of manuals for each separate thing. So that is really cool. Thank you for sending that. That is going to be great. I'm now building up quite an ST software collection. LGR also sent something else, though, that will not be going into the ST software collection. Oh. Oh, I'm gonna have to load that up. Here we have Warcraft 3. Oh, that is excellent. I did not have an original copy of Warcraft 3 like this. That is really nice. I am, now that I'm seeing this, I played Warcraft 2 when I was younger. I have not played a 3D Warcraft. That's interesting. Okay. I thought I played this when I was younger. I guess not. Well, now I'm a little extra excited to check out Warcraft 2 and then this, which I've never played. Wow. Okay. How did I not realize that this was 3D? That's cooler than I thought, because I don't think there are a lot of 3D strategy games. I mean, there's Command & Conquer 3, Supreme Commander. That's awesome. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you for sending this. That rocks. I'm extra curious to try this now. Yeah, Windows 98 ME XP. Okay, so it's, yeah, that makes sense. It'd be 3D then. Okay. Wow. Cool. God, the box. I love the satin and embossed. It's embossed gloss. That is high quality. Yeah. All right. Now to read this. Okay, I've got my 46 up and running now. Just did a sanity check that it can still read discs just in case. And let's see what we've got here. All right, I'm going to pull the disc out and put it back in because I'm not sure I got center aligned correctly. Yeah, it should be readable on the high density drive as well. Give that a shot. Think that's E. Unlabeled. There we go. Okay, so my 360K drive isn't wanting to cooperate. Okay, so let's vim E readme.txt. Excellent. Oh, man, I know all too well how you can end up with duplicates. It's surprisingly easy with some things, but it's funny how you can end up with duplicates of something and then someone else has never actually run into it. But thank you for that, and thank you for the compliment on the videos. And yeah, a Data General follow-up is pretty much owed at this point. It's I haven't been able to work on it as much as I would have liked just because of the space issue. I mean, think about working on a server. You got the whole server is like 30 inches deep, 19 inches wide, 5 or 6 inches tall. And you got to pull it out, put it somewhere, and then take stuff out of it. And then there's like, the fixed disk, the portable disk one, or the removable platter one. There's a second removable platter, the computer itself, the floppy drives, and then the Micronova. So there's a bunch of different pieces in there that are all huge. They're going to take up space. So I haven't had the dedicated space to work on the data generals like I'd really wanted to. Hopefully that'll change soon, because some things are changing for me that are not great. But I'm looking at the silver lining here. So maybe I'm going to have the opportunity to work on those a little bit more in the near future. But thank you again for sending Warcraft 3 and the ST pack. And I think it's time to move on to the last package. And the final massive package comes from Colin in Sunnyvale, California. And despite its origin, this time it's not Atari related. Okay, what we have here comes from Colin, who found it at Weird Stuff before they closed in Sunnyvale, California. Weird Stuff was an electronics, not quite recycler, more repurposer. They would get scrap electronics and they would try and move them on to people who could use them. So they would actually get in vintage electronics like this computer and try and rehome them. Unfortunately, they are now gone. I haven't ever been there myself, but I had seen things from them online, and it looked like a fantastic place to be able to go to. So I'm envious of anyone who ever had that opportunity. But Colin had found this one there. It's actually missing a foot, which he mentions, but it was not working, and he went ahead and restored it. Now, this is really cool. He also made these the head protector cards himself. These are, he's mentioned, they are copied from an original TIAC card, and I do have one of those somewhere. These look exactly like that, so that is really cool. He also had to fix this floppy drive because the head sensor was bad and it was not working. It would stop, so he actually included the original failed head sensor, which is kind of cool. It's an optical part. And all of the screws, which he replaced, these come with a kind of obnoxious flathead screws that are everywhere. Oh, there's some just plain old hex heads in there too. Blech. Now, he also included a functional example, I believe, and some board prototypes of a keyboard adapter. Now, the Tandy 1000 line is kind of famous for being an improvement on the PC Junior and adding new sound and graphics and just being generally awesome, except for the keyboard, which is not AT or XT. It is its own thing, and it's very difficult to get those keyboards. So adapters like this are a great option because now you can just use a PS2 or an AT keyboard on a system like this. Now, I'm actually very fortunate. I have a Tandy 1000 keyboard. However, I'm still probably going to be able to use this because this is a Tandy 1000 straight up, plain. This is a system that I do not have. Should be the 8086 version of this computer. I do, however, have a Tandy 1000 SX and a Tandy 1000 TX. Now, this is a completely different system to those. They continue to upgrade it over the years. I don't remember which it is, but the SX or the TX has a 286, and one of them is one of those just awful systems. I don't know what's inside of this, but one of those is one of those awful systems that supplies power to the floppy drives over the ribbon cable. And it killed my FD505 dual floppy drive, and I'm so mad about that still. It also self-destructed its power supply, so I don't actually know if either one of those computers works. Because after that, I was kind of tainted. So the idea of one that's just ready to go is really appealing to me, and I am actually looking forward to checking that out someday. I do not have one of the, I think it's like CM5 or CM12 monitors that go with these, so I'm just going to be using it with any old CJ monitor, like the 5153 will work on this thing. So that's really great to be able to experience. It's also probably, I assume it has composite out, being a very consumer grade computer. Yeah. So video there, that'll be composite. We have, oh wow, there's a Tandy 256K memory expansion board in there. That is excellent. Okay, so this thing's pretty well stocked. It has a Tandy modem as well. That is really cool. Oh my gosh, it's got the horrible Tandy printer card edge connector. I forgot about that. But monitor's just CGA at least, so that's good. But yeah, this is really great. This is going to be nice to be able to just experience Tandy PC without having to worry about stuff. So I'm very appreciative of you sending this, Colin. Thank you. Oh, he also included what should be a copy of Tandy PC DOS and potentially MS-DOS 622. I don't know if it's going to be 622 on one disk. I haven't actually done that before, I think. Could be 5.0. He said no guarantees, but that's totally fine. I can make disks. I'm very well equipped for that. So if those don't work, I'll be able to make something. But yeah, that is really awesome. Thank you for sending that. And that is it for today. I am continually blown away by how generous and awesome you guys are. Thank you so much for sending in something if you did. I'm really appreciative of it, and I'm excited about these things so much. There are some awesome things here, so thank you. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this truly random look at a bunch of interesting things, and if you did, you might want to subscribe. If you want to help me make more videos like this, check in the description for some links on how to do that. But for now, that's it, and I'll see you next time.